our communication.
Let's hear it from Megan.
Through your disc personality, we have Nagham Alsamari.
It's okay. Let's hear it from Megan again.
I'm so sorry.
Hi, ladies. My name is Nagham Alsamari, and yesterday I was at a summit, and I had to do the same thing, and I said, I actually had to write down GNAW. How do you say that? GNAW. What's that? Gnaw. And then what do you chew on? Gum. So put those together. Gnaw, gum. That's how you say my name. And I go through this every time, and that's okay. That's part of the education. I'm a former teacher and a former school principal, so I'm used to that. But I appreciate you trying. Thank you so much. I'm from MCAN Leadership Development, and I'm a professional speaker, resilience coach, and a DISC consultant. And I work with individuals and organizations to help them take that challenge they go through and turn that into an opportunity so that they don't just survive, but thrive through it. And I don't just speak about resilience and self-awareness. I actually have lived it my entire life. I used to be a refugee in a desert camp after leaving Iraq, war-torn Iraq, survived so much and made it work for me. I became a leader, I became a business owner, and I absolutely love helping other people. And we start with finding out about yourself by building that self-awareness through DISC. And this is what we're going to do today. We're going to work on self-awareness, and we're going to improve communication. And I know you're excited about the things in front of you. So let's get started. I know you're eating, but I'm going to make you do a lot of stuff. So hope you're ready for that. The first thing that you have on your table are the number sheets that you see. And in the basket, there are pens. So what I'd like for you to do is take one sheet and take a pen. And what we're going to do, don't do anything until I say go. What we're going to do is, when I tell you to start, you're going to take your pen and you're going to circle the numbers in sequential order. So you're going to start with the first number, 1, and then, yep, don't do it until I say go.
Okay.
Don't do it, don't do it. I'm watching you. All right. So I'm going to time you, and we're going to do this for 45 seconds, okay? So you're going to find number 1, circle it, then you're going to find number 2, circle it, number 3. Okay, you get the idea. All right. All right, ready, set, go. 45 seconds. Do, 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 do. I don't have that music. That's a 46, Karen. Are you trying to be innovative? Nice try, but you have to find the actual number. And time. Time. Pens down, no cheating. I'm watching. All right. Otherwise, you're going to be going to the principal's office. I'm just kidding. All right. So, how many of you found up to number 10? Raise your hand. Okay. How many found up to number 12? 15. Ooh. Okay. 16. 17, 18, what's the highest number? Woo! All right. Is there anything higher than 22? No? Okay. We're going to do this one more time. So I want you to take another clean sheet.
Okay.
But I'm going to give you the secret to doing this. What is your name? Katie. So you're going to beat Katie. You ready to beat Katie? No. All right. All right. So take a clean sheet, and I want you to, oh, do you not have one? You got it? Okay. All right. Look at the screen over here, ladies and gentlemen. There is a little notch at the top. Okay, do you see that little line?
Yep.
Okay, and there's one at the bottom. Take your pen and draw a straight line from top to bottom. Connect the lines, yes. Do the same thing for the sides. Yes, now you have 4 quadrants.
Oh my gosh.
Now you can also see that the number 1 can be found in the upper, what is it, left for you, or left quadrant. Number 2 is right across from it. Number 3 is at the bottom. Number 4 is is across from it. Number 5 is back up, and you're going in a circle. Do you see that order? All right, you ready to do this again? 45 seconds? All right, go. The number to beat is 22. I'm sure you could do more. All of a sudden, no one's eating anymore. And time. Oh, did you get 22? All right, who has more than 22? What's the highest number? 20, what? Oh, awesome. Awesome, what'd you get? 27? 33, who's got more than 33? Oh, awesome. So what's the difference between the first time and the second time?
We had a plan.
We had a plan. We saw the pattern. We know what to do. And this is exactly what DISC is. It really is about seeing patterns in human behavior. It's not about labeling you. You're a D or an I or S. It's about seeing that pattern and figuring out what's the best way to communicate with each other. First, by learning about yourself. Because how many of us actually grow up knowing exactly what your power is, what your strength is, what you need to work? You still don't know, right? It takes time to do this. And by learning about your DISC personality, you get to explore that. Before we get into that, I wanted to share that you have this in front of you, this little booklet. And there are some reflection questions you do not need to do right now. I do want to draw your attention to reflection 2. And reflection 2 says, think of a person in your life, whether at work or in your personal life, colleague, a friend, doesn't matter, but this person you find challenging to communicate with. Think about that person. Yeah, I know, right? Just one, that's a question. But let's just focus on one. I know, we have a lot more, but who's a person you just don't seem to understand, or they don't understand you, no matter how hard you try, okay? I just want you to just keep that person in your head. Keep this, I'm sorry to do this to you. I know you're having a lot of fun, but let's do that for a second. As we go through these activities, I want you to kind of think about your interactions with that person, okay? And then the other things too on this here, reflection 3 you can do later on your own as you're going through DISC. I want you to kind of see, oh, am I a D, am I an I, am I an S? And then some areas for notes and things like that. The other thing that I want to draw your attention to is you've got this little cheat sheet to help you figure out what the different DISC personality types are. It's a little bit about them, so just a few strengths, some challenges, and some tips to help you get through this. And what else did I want to tell you about? Let's see. Oh, yes. Later on, we're going to play a game. And we're going to play this game, and I'll explain it when it's time, but there is a prize involved in this, with this game. All right, who's ready to learn about DISC? Yay. Oh, really? Who's ready to learn about this? Let's get some energy. All right. Woo. Awesome. Okay, so just like 2 seconds of history, DISC was created by Dr. Marston, but it's not a new concept because others have come up with different concepts that are similar. People, psychologists, neuroscientists have always tried to figure out human behavior and why people behave the way they do or communicate the way they do, and so they had these early discoveries about the you know, different ways people behave. And then the way your personality type is, regardless of what assessment you take, is really based on how you're raised, what your environment you're born in and live in, and what kind of work colleagues you have, and really your experiences. And it may not stay the same. If these things change, your personality changes, and that's great news because it means you can actually develop and grow. So let's get into this. I want you to picture yourself at an elevator. You're about to get on an elevator, you push the button, you're waiting for the door to open. And if this is you, you don't have to share, just kind of keep it to yourself, but you're waiting for the door and you're dreading the door opening and finding a person in there because you really don't feel like talking. And it's not just that day, you're just not a talker. You just don't want to interact with someone. You just want to find your floor and go to your room or, your office or whatever. The door opens, there is a person in there, you walk in, your head's to the floor, push your button, just kind of impatiently wait for your ride to get there. You don't have to raise your hand, but this is you. You're more of not an outgoing person. A lot of people call it introverts. You're kind of on the shy side. You like sticking your head, putting your head down, doing your work, going home, and that's that. How many people did I just describe in here? Okay, I used to be that person. On the other hand, you're waiting for the elevator, door opens, there's somebody in there, you walk in, hey, good morning, I'm Nagham, what's your name? Where are you going? Can I push your, That's an outgoing personality who not just doesn't mind people, but comes to life when there are other people around. And that is an I personality. That's an influencer who actually comes to life when there are other people in the room. And how many people did I just describe with this one? Okay, well, a few, all right. The other one is, think of this one. You're going on vacation, planning a trip, and what you're doing is creating list after list after list. Not only of the things that you need to take with you on the trip, but of the things that you're going to leave behind. Did I pay the bills? Did I turn off my stove? Did I take off the hairdryer from the outlet? Did I unplug everything? Did I make a list to check on all the lists that I created? How many of you did I just describe in here in this one? And that is a C personality. That is the detail-oriented, organized personality. Or you're going on a vacation and all you think about is, who am I going to meet there? Where am I going to go? I wonder if they have a really great restaurant over where I'm going. And that is another outgoing personality. So we have, with the disc, you've got the D and the I who are more outgoing, and the C and the S who are more reserved, like to focus on their task. You've got the people-oriented people who are I's and S's, and then the D's and C's who are more task-oriented. They're more worried about getting the job done. All right, so I'm going to go deeper into this, but before we do that, what you have at your table is, let me just use this tables. You've got colorful string, and these strings match these colors right here, the D, the I, the C, and the S. So far, I've described just a little bit about each personality, and I want you to kind of take a guess what you think your personality is. And you could use this. So I gave you these strings. You could use them as, you can put them on your wrist if you want, or on your purse, or just right in front of you on the table. But I also gave you beads in there in case you want to make a bracelet later on. You could do that. You can take the bag of beads. There are two different types of beads. I'm glad you brought, yep, these are the ones. So what I want you to do is grab one of these strings, of the color that you think matches your personality. What do you think? And now you're going to say, well, what if I'm an I and a D, or an S and a C? I want you to think about the most prominent one that stands out to you, that you feel like, oh, I'm more of a S than I'm anything else. And you could use the cheat sheet. I'm interested to see who's in the room today. All right, I see an S. All right, what else? Okay, let's do this. Let's have one person in each table be my timer. Take your hourglass that's on the table. Are you timer?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Who's timer? Perfect. Who's timer over here? Perfect. Who's timer? You are? Okay. What I want you to do, this is a 1-minute timer, okay? I want you, when I say go, to flip the timer, okay? And you're going to talk about what you think your personality is and take that string. You can do whatever you want with it, but take that string and then talk about what you think so far your personality is. Here you go. All right, and go.
You can go. No.
So, I think I'm an analytical thinker because I take, every single time I take the kids anywhere,
What do you do? What's your work?
I work at Oxford. I know it's hard to just pick just one. I know that.
All right, I see your time is up. Awesome. Time is up. Even if you didn't get a chance to talk, right now we'll actually get more time to discuss this because it's really important to actually talk about this. Talk it out with someone. Because, like I mentioned earlier, we may not know ourselves very well at times. We discovered that some people actually know us more but because they're the ones talking to us. They're the ones listening to how we do things. And so it's really important that we talk. All right, ready? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delve deeper into each of these personalities. So those of you that I see are right over here, which that's the first thing we're going to talk about is the D personality. We're going to talk about it a little deeper, and I want you to think, okay, does that really describe me, or is that just a little bit of me? Maybe I'm somebody else. Maybe I have another personality to me. And we're going to talk about in terms of what these personalities are strong in, what their challenges in, and we're going to delve deeper more into this. And then we're going to talk about the most important thing, how to use this information to communicate with other people. While I do this, I know I got you thinking and talking about yourself and what your personality is. I want you to pull that person back in your head. You know that person that's challenging? Yeah, I want you to think about that person too. As I'm talking about these personalities, I want you to also think, is that person a D? Is this why I'm having difficulty communicating with that person? Is that person a C, an S, an I? All right, ready for this? Okay, starting with a D. Ds are only 3% of the population. Yes, you are so special. I'm glad you recognized that. And they're very spontaneous, very friendly, and they love being in the spotlight. Who's that guy? All right, ready for the next one? Oh, they're 11% of the population. We need more eyes, people. Okay, 69%, which is the majority, are S's, and we love the S's. You know why? They are the harmonious type. They bring the team together. They also are people-oriented. They love being around others, but they love and adore teamwork. They enjoy it more than just doing things on their own. And they're very loyal, whether it's to their friends or to their work, to their colleagues, and they do have a hard time accepting change though. And we'll get into more of their challenges. And last but not least, your C's. 17% of the population. Your C's are your detail-oriented, the list after list type of people, but they're organized. They're highly analytical. You need your C's on your team because they'll give you the facts. Yes, who's a C in here? Who's a C? All right, you lift your team up. They're the planners, and they love accuracy. All right, let's do one more round of talk around your table. Now that you have a little bit more information, and timers, I want you to go ahead and flip the hourglass and talk about, is this really you? Did you find another personality in there? Go ahead. Okay, hate to stop the conversation. This is not the end of the conversation. I want you to know that. This is only the beginning of the conversation because very rarely do people talk about themselves in those terms. And so what I want you to do with this, even after you leave here, take this information that you're learning about yourself and maybe your spouses and your partners and your friends and your colleagues, and have that discussion with them and try to figure out what they are. And, bring that challenging person in your head again and see, which personality is this person in? And which personality is yours? Are they the same? Are they different? So this is not the end of the conversation. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. Okay. D's. So this is how we look at these personalities. They are not a label. I don't want you to go home. Tell me your name. Denise. I don't want you to go home and say, I'm an S, and therefore I have a hard time, accepting change. That's not just you. That is part of you, right? There's so many things. We look at this in terms of, I have these strengths. I have these challenges that I can work on. I am motivated by these things, and this is how I can grow. And I'm going to ask you what you think my personality type is at the end. All right, so your D's, you're driven by authority. They love they don't like arguing, they don't like confrontation. They'll talk to you right in front of you and, bring up whatever difficult topic. But they are very impatient. They just don't like waiting for things. If you ever talked with a D person and you're trying to explain something, get to the end. Start with the end, actually. And then if they want the detail, you can give them the detail later. They're very strong-willed, independent people. So they have a lot of strength, and like I said, confidence, they're very persistent, but they're very opinionated, and they think their opinion maybe is the only right opinion. Is that right? Unless they're open-minded, unless they actually know this about themselves and they work on it. Right? And that, again, that's the point of learning about yourself. Okay, they can come off as inconsiderate. Again, because of their impatience, they can be inconsiderate, and they don't compliment people because they think the job compliments the work. It's just embedded. Have you ever met someone like that? Are your bosses like that? Again,
if that person knows that's what they need to work on, they work on this, even though they're a D. And it may not show off at all, which is a great thing. All right.
Eyes, they're relationship oriented. They love people, they love talking, they love the spotlight, but unfortunately, that can take up most of their day. And they get distracted, and they start a project, and they don't finish, and they get really excited about another project, and then that doesn't get finished, right? They can seem undependable. That's not true, it's just the nature, right? They can appear phony because they talk a lot and they enjoy talking to other people, and they're comfortable in the spotlight. A lot of people are not comfortable in the spotlight, and so when they find someone who is, they think, oh, you're all about yourself. You're phony. So that's why it may seem like that. They can be disorganized, and so they need some sort of system to get them back on track. Who's an eye in here? We love our eyes. They have their strengths. All right. Okay. S's. Their best quality is their loyalty. And they bring harmony to the team. If there's ever a conflict in a team, you want your S's because they'll bring everyone back. They'll know what to say. They love working with the team. They save the team. They're very stable and steady. Their personalities steady over time. But unfortunately, that can mean it's really hard for them to accept change. So when change is introduced to the organization, they're the ones who need a long time to actually accept it. So you can't just lay something on them and expect them to conform. And they may be a slower pace because they're more people-oriented. They spend their time with people, which is a great quality because we're human beings first and foremost, right? But unfortunately, that may take more time, and they have a very difficult time saying no to things because they like to help others, and they feel really guilty about saying no to things. So they just say, yes, I'll take that on, I'll take that on, I'll take that on. All right, and last but not least, our C's. They're the compliant, they're conscientious, and they are data-driven. They love, how many of you know a person who works in maybe your marketing strategist who works in analytics, and they're so great at what they do because they pay attention to stuff you don't care about, right? You're not going to spend your time looking at Google Analytics, right? They give you accurate information. They do take a long time to do that. And they can overthink stuff, and they get paralyzed by the amount of information they have to analyze. And they need somebody to say, this is good enough. we got it, right? So they can be very critical, take a long time to make a decision, and they can seem very rigid because they care about accuracy and they care about data. That doesn't mean that they can't work on their personality and take a little bit of the I style, right? How many of you are a C in here? Who's a C? Okay, am I describing some of your innate? Okay. They may appear cold and distant, again, because they're more task-oriented than they're people-oriented. They focus on what's at hand. They want to finish it. They want to make sure it's, unfortunately, perfect. Yes, they seek perfection. And when you seek perfection, it's hard to get. There's no perfect. Huh?
Perfection, your life is better.
Okay, that is one opinion. Seek progress is what we want is progress, growth, but really there's no perfection. You can't be perfect at something because you'll always find a way to improve it, right? Otherwise we wouldn't be here, wouldn't be doing the things we're doing, wouldn't be standing and walking, right? We'd be babies crawling all our lives. But there's always ways to actually improve on the things that we do best. We were always really good at crawling, weren't we? When we were babies, right? We did it really well. We learned it, we practiced it. So if you practice something, you get really good at it. And then you practice the next step and the next step. And so therefore, progress is better than perfection. All right, okay. Let's do one more round, okay? Now that you have a little bit more of the obstacles and challenges, and take another round. If someone at the table did not get a chance to talk last time, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do another 1 minute. Timers, get your timer ready, and go.
I think I show up as an S, but I think on the inside I'm more of a C. I very much feel it.
Two, huh? You got two?
I think we probably all do. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not defined by one. Sometimes you've got one of these personalities like really up there, it's higher than everything else, and sometimes you just got a collection of all. Yeah, awesome. That 1 minute is really short, isn't it? All right, let's come back together in 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Awesome. 1 minute feels so short when you have to do this, but then other times when you're preparing for something and you got 1 minute, it seems so long. It's weird, right? It's the same 1 minute. But before we get into the next step, I want you to pull that challenging person back. Okay? Let's think about that person. You have a difficult time communicating with them. Your messages, maybe your emails seem never to please them. They're either too long or too short or not precise enough or whatever the case may be. Again, you don't have to share that person, but I want you to keep that person in mind. Okay? And I want you to don't share the name or who in relation to you, but just share who you think their personality is. Which personality type is that challenging person? And you can just throw it out there. Is it a D, I, S, or C? D's, I hear D. What else? D, C. Okay. No S's or I's? Oh, interesting. It can be two. Yeah, absolutely. It can be more than one. But the challenging person you're thinking of, what personality type are they? So let's talk about this. Let's talk about how you communicate with these personality types. Okay, if you have a person who's a D, how do you communicate with that person? Let's do this first. I do this to remind me of what to do next, so I can stay on track. So let's do this first. All right, what we're going to do is we could have volunteers come up. What we're going to do is you're going to roll the wheel, and I'm trying to think, I have my cards in there. You're going to roll the wheel, and it's going to land on either a C, an S, or an M, or blank, and I'll talk about that. S is a challenge. So if it lands on a C, what I'll do is I'll give you a challenge of a personality, just a random personality. I want you to guess, is that a D, an I, an S, or a C? Okay? If it lands on an S, I'll give you a strength of that personality. If it lands on an M, I'll give you what that person is motivated by. And I want you to guess, okay? Now, if it lands on a blank, unfortunately, there's nothing to do. Just spin again. And if it lands on this gold card, yes, you win something. Yeah, some gold in here. Sure. Some not really gold, Megan, but one of these golden eggs actually has a It's just my business card in there, but I wanted to know how, because the gift certificate doesn't actually fit, so I just put my business card so I know which one. But anyway, if you get that egg, you get a gift certificate for 1 month of free resilience coaching with me. And so it's right here. There are 3 eggs. Only one of them has this. All right. So who's ready to play? All right. Grab my cards. Okay, who wants to take a spin? All right, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right, go ahead. Yes. A challenge. Okay. As we're doing this, tell me your name again. Venice. Before Venice takes her guess, I want you to kind of also try to guess this personality as well, but don't say it because it's her turn. Okay. Yes. All right. This person struggles with slowing down and listening. And you can look at your cheat sheet. That is a D! Correct! Great job! All right. Who wants to go next? Come on up.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, the disappointment. All right. A strength. This person, they're very strong with team. They're very loyal and very dependable. Yes, that's right. Woo! You guys are doing awesome. All right, who's next? Come on up. Somebody's got to win the golden ticket. All right, come on up. Awesome. Is it an M? Okay, well, even if no one spins the golden ticket, Amy, I'm going to need your help for somebody to win this, okay? Can't leave here without winning this. All right. This person is motivated by recognition, praise, and social energy. That is correct. That's your eyes. Awesome. All right, who wants to do this? We're going to do one more person, and we're going to leave this and come back to it later. Who'd like to do this? Come on up. Give it a try. All right, awesome. Are you nervous for her? Spin again. Spin again.
It has to go around the full face. Like right here, right here.
Right.
All right. This person's, let me pull a different card. Ooh, this person is really creative. They're innovative and full of new ideas. They have a lot of... That's an I, yes, correct. That's awesome. You guys are really good at this. Look at that. Awesome. So, I just wanted to give you an idea of their motivations, challenges. There's also blind spots that we don't know about ourselves because they're blind spots. Only people see them. We don't. And it's great to learn about this so that you can work on improving. All right. How do you communicate with a D personality? Okay, some of you said that your challenging person could be a D personality. Be brief. Be direct. When talking to someone who focuses on bottom line, give them the bottom line. Start there, okay? Don't start with the analytics. Ask what, not how questions. How means they have to go into detail and they're very impatient. They will not have time. They're going to assume that you already know, and I'm going to, use this for like a boss or something, that you already know what you got hired for, right? So Ask what questions? Focus on the results. And then again, hello? Okay. Focus on the results, and if they want the details, you can give them the details. Make your emails short, to the point. I know how hard for C's it can be, because we really want to get, but it started, I wanted to explain, and I wanted to talk about how it all, but we can't do that. When you have a D personality, you want to communicate well with them. You want them to see you as a great communicator, so you make your emails short, don't ramble when you're talking, and discuss a problem and its outcome. What is the outcome of that problem? Okay. How many of you are seeing that D personality in your head with, okay, that may work? How many of you have actually tried to communicate with this person, but not like this, in a different way, and it doesn't seem to work? Okay. I'm in your boat, just so you know. Before getting into this thing, I struggled like crazy trying to communicate with different people. I's. If you have an I personality, if you're a person that you're challenged with is an I personality, let them do some of the talking because they enjoy it. Don't do all the talking yourself. Don't steal their spotlight. They love it. Give them some of that time. When you introduce yourself to them, even for the first time, ask them about themselves. What are you excited about today? What did you do well? What was the best thing that you did this week? Things that are going to get them to talk about themselves because they enjoy that, right? Give them some time for socializing. If you're in a meeting, if you grab your team for a meeting, give them some time to release that energy before you get right into the task, because then they'll be very creative. They'll give you these wonderful ideas if they release that energy. 4 short 10-minute discussions are better than 40-minute discussions. And then my daytime job, I train at a school district, and that's the same thing I tell teachers. When you're working with students, and now adults do have a very short attention span. And it's not just the eyes, it's pretty much everybody nowadays with the scrolling, So be short and sweet, to the point, and avoid long, drawn conversations, because you know what an eye is going to do? It's going to make it longer. So you don't want that. All right. Oh yeah, that's an important one. Follow up and writing, because they're going to get distracted with the talking so much that they may forget what you were talking about in the first place. So follow up and writing. Okay, your S's. They're your team people, so create a friendly environment for them. They are your harmony makers, your peacemakers, but when you are introducing change, give them time to actually accept it. Meaning, let's say you make a decision and you feel like this decision is really great for your organization and it's going to bring about amazing growth. Before you actually say this is the final decision, put your people in a room and say, this is what I'm thinking of doing. What do you guys think? And allow people to talk. And even after the conversation, give them some time to think and analyze this and see how it actually is helpful, not harmful. If they have that enough time, and if they feel like you're giving them importance, they will be on board because they're loyal. They're dependable people. And they like helping the organization grow. Don't be overly aggressive when, so sometimes the D's, sorry to say, they can be overly aggressive. If you're a D and you're communicating with an S, recognize that they're the harmony type people. They're the peaceful type of people. You don't want to lose them when you're becoming more aggressive with them. And they don't like confrontation. So again, try to minimize that. Okay, and lastly, what do you do when you're communicating with the C's? Give them the details. They love the details. These are the people you give details to, and that's what you start with, because they want to listen to how did it start, not just how you got there. It's important to them to analyze this information, and they'll go back to it. They're really good at going back to information. They love the facts. Start with the fact. Be very specific when you're talking to them as opposed to being very overly general. And be patient. Yes, they can take a long time to get to the end result, but they're your accurate people. You need them on your team. They're going to give you the results you need. Be patient with them. Okay. Back to your challenging personality. As we're doing this, I want you to go back and forth and can think about that person you're having a challenge communicating with. What I'm going to give you too is a cheat sheet. I know you're writing this down, but I'm going to give you a cheat sheet actually that says, if you're an I, this is how you communicate with an S. If you're an S, this is how you communicate with a D. I didn't want to give it to you right now because I didn't want you to the teacher in me knows you're going to be reading it as opposed to listening. So I will give this to you, and I do want you to put it somewhere so you can look at it. And before you communicate with someone, kind of use it, see how it goes. Try to work things out. Now, is it 100% guaranteed that it's going to work immediately? No, because we're human beings, first and foremost, and we're very unpredictable. And we are controlled by whatever's happening in our life at that moment in time, right? Okay, let's do this. Which personality, and I'm going to have you discuss this, what is my personality type? And I took the assessment 2 times, and I'll tell you about this later, okay? And I do have more than one prominent letter in my personality. So we'll do this again, we'll do the 1 minute. I want you to talk and guess what you think my personality type, based on everything you know right now. All right, go ahead.
What do you think you are?
That's a good question. Question though, what time is this ending? Is it 1:30? Okay. Did you guys flip the hourglass or not? Because you're the only ones that, okay. You're fine. That's why I'm looking, it's not done. How are you already done?
I'm so
Okay, I see that time is up. Before we get into that, before I hear your responses, first of all, I want to give a shout out to WXW. Thank you so much for having me here. Give yourself a hand. Great audience, great interactions. I also want to give a shout out to my videographer, Chase, over there. Chase on the media. He's been awesome going with me everywhere. I told him I'm going to Ohio, can you come? He's like, yeah. What do you think my highest letter is? What do you guys think? S? What? I? What did you say?
You said
S? Okay, woo! Okay, so let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I took the first assessment like 7 or so years ago. I was still a school principal, and I was doing my doctoral degree, and it was a provided assessment, and I had to do it. And I thought I was going to be an SC because I thought I knew myself. And it turns out, so they gave you, what they did was they give you the 3 highest letters. And mine turned out to be, ready for it? I, C, D. No S. I know. First of all, I considered myself to be an introvert for a long time. I was very shy. I didn't like talking to people. Then I learned that it's not my personality, it's just my environment. It's the circumstances, it's the language I had. I had to learn English here in the United States. At 13 years old, I had to learn the culture. I had to learn everything from scratch. And that was really the issue. It wasn't my personality. As soon as I did that, like everything else came out, my true nature came out. I and C, so I am really organized, okay? I am highly analytical and I do overthink. But let me tell you this. D was really important for me because I was a school leader. I needed to make those fast decisions. If you're ever familiar with how schools run, there's really no time. You know, things happen unpredictably all the time. And I got into the job because I wanted to coach and mentor. I wanted to train. I wanted to, create leaders out of teachers and, parents and students. And I ended up putting out fires every day of my life for 8 years. So you had to adapt to your environment. Then I took the assessment 2 years after that when I became a disc consultant. And guess what? It did change, 100%. Megan, you're right. Because I learned about my style and I became more self-aware, I started working on it. I started working on things and my job description changed. I was no longer a school principal. I became the district trainer and I needed to do less decision making, less of the, analytical thinking. Now I'm an ID. I'm still an I, but I have a high I and a high D. No C anymore. C is very low on my radar. And that's because I worked on it. I still am very organized. I am analytical, but I know when to stop because I know this about myself. So this is why we do this. It's really helpful. When you know what your challenges are, have you ever heard of analysis paralysis? Yes. That's what I used to go through. And it was killing me. But knowing this, learning this, I started reading more, listening to podcasts, and just trying to educate myself. And I learned how to get that C under control. Still there, it's just not prominent in my personality. So now I'm an ID. So the point is, your personality isn't yours for the rest of your life. You can work on it. You can use your strengths. You can work on your obstacles and challenges, and you can help yourself build a stronger person and communicate better with people once you know how you can be communicated with better. Because a lot of times, don't you get this? People are talking to you and you're like, I don't know what you're saying. I really don't understand you, or it's not clicking. And it's both ways. It's your personality and their personality, and it's like nobody understands their own personality to actually initiate the conversation. And so this really helps. All right, let's do one more Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so let's get some more volunteers who would like to spin some more. And
Liz.
all right, let's go. Liz, let's go.
I'm doing it for Megan, so Megan, if I win, she gets something. Again. Thanks. It is heavier than you think.
It's close to an S. We'll go with an S.
That's how you grab it.
Unless you land on the golden ticket. We'll go with an S. Okay.
If it happens again, I'm sitting down.
It's an S. My wheel likes me. It listens to me. All right, so this person's strength is, let me pick a different one. They are highly detailed. C, that's right. That's right. A C is a highly detailed person. All right, I'd like to try it. Come on up. Let's give her a hand. She's got energy.
So good. I'm loving it. Best birthday day so far.
no, it's not a challenge. You just have to pick the right egg, yeah. And you have to wear the hat. No, it's not the one with the hat. I'm not going to give it away.
That one, I can feel it. You can feel it?
Oh, no! Okay, listen, Christina, right? Okay, this is what's going to happen.
Oh my God.
No one spins the golden ticket after you. You're the winner.
Okay.
Okay, who'd like to go next? Come on up, come on up, come on up, somebody, come on. All right, Tiffany.
You got it.
It just means you get a second chance.
I know, she's like, it's not the one.
Oh! All right, so we now know where the golden ticket is. All right, I'd like to spin. Actually, do you want to play anyways? Would you like to guess a personality? All right, awesome. I'll give you a challenge. Okay. This person's challenge, they can be too direct and impatient with others. Tiffany? It's a D. Yes. Thank you for the help. Christina, did you want to play too?
Sure.
All right, let's do. All right, you tell me. Challenge, motivation, or strength?
Dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice.
Oh, that's a new term. Thank you. Let's do strength.
Yes.
This person's strength is. This person is an excellent listener and supportive of others. Yes, good job. All right, let's have one more person who'd like to go spin. Come on up. Should I pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo? All right, come on up. All right, this person's strength is, I don't want to give you the same strength. Ooh, this person is a strategic thinker and a great problem solver. That's right! Wow, you guys are really good at this. If there was a test, you would ace it. All right, awesome. Let's do one more. How about one more? Let's do one more. All right, come on up. Who? My C person? Yes, come on up. What's your name? Ashley. Let's give it up for Ashley. Isn't it fun just to spin? An S. Okay. This person's strength is, this person thrives under pressure and loves a challenge. Yes, correct. Good job. I was waiting for you to wave your. Awesome. Okay. Let's go back to your challenging person. Let's do this. Let me give you the cheat sheet, and I would love, my gosh, Venice? Mm-hmm. Venice, right? Awesome. Let me have you help me with this. Yes. And Tiffany, do you mind helping as well? Awesome. I'll take just one copy, though.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay. So this is the cheat sheet of communication, and this shows you the different disc styles, what their characteristics are, and how to best communicate with them, okay? We're gonna spend just a little bit of time on this because I really want you to leave here having a strategy on how to best communicate with that person.
This is nice paper.
Staples has really nice papers.
Thank you for nice paper.
Okay, two things I want you to think about. As you're going through this, I'm not going to time you because I really want you to think about this one deeply. On the left side, let me bring it up so I can point. Okay, on the left and right side, I have to stand here to, on the side, you've got your characteristics, okay? So you've got your D's are the confident, the assertive, right? And then the I's are the talkative, the S's are the loyal, the C's are, so a bunch of characteristics for these. And then on this side is the approach that is helpful to take with them. When you're thinking of that one person, the challenging person, and it doesn't have to be that person. It could be anyone that is a D personality. They're very impatient. They don't like routines. They want the results immediately. How do you best communicate with them? What's the best approach to take? Be direct, be brief, and so on. I want you to look at that sheet, and I want you to spend some time thinking about, first, your personality, okay? Is this the best way to communicate with you if you're a C, if you're an S, if you're a D? Did you even know that? That's what I want you to think about. Because most of the time you don't even spend time thinking about this. What is the best way for me to understand how others communicate, how others give me that message? How do I make sense of it? What do I need? We don't spend time learning about ourselves. And I really want you to do that, okay? Let's do that first. Take this sheet, find your personality on it, look at your characteristics, okay, on the left side, and then look at the best approach to communicate with you. And just sit with it for a minute and talk to your table. Is this really how you found people communicate best with you? Have people been doing things differently? All right, just go ahead and take a few minutes to talk.
This is so good. You have a supportive tone. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Sure. I think that's
1:30, right?
Yeah.
1:30? Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm cognizant of the time.
Yes. And we're going to be doing a raffle afterwards, and I can just put everything into like one bowl, and we can pull for the egg. I don't know
Yes.
if you wanna do
Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to make sure somebody gets it. I feel bad, but yeah, that would work fine.
Okay.
Did any of you guys thought of that person that's hard to communicate with? Did you think about your partners? Yeah, and you're like suffering with the because they have to answer. Because maybe I didn't want you. If I asked the question, they have the answer yet.
Amy, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Did you want me to end before so you can tell me what you'd like me to do?
If you can end in like 10 minutes.
Yes, I can do that.
5 minutes to do the raffle.
Absolutely,
Perfect.
yes.
So maybe you're an
Okay, wrap up the conversation. And again, this does not have to be the end of the conversation. Take this information with you. Don't leave it behind in this room, okay? Let's do this. I'm gonna wait. I'm doing my teacher thing. Young lady, are you ready to come back with us? All right. So the teacher never leaves, right? I left the teaching a long time ago, but it just really doesn't want to leave me. But I do love it. I enjoyed being a teacher. In your basket, in the middle of the table, there's a bag with beads in it. So let me tell you what to do before you grab it. You had a chance to talk about your personality a little bit. What's the best approach? One, please do not leave this conversation behind in this room. Take it with you when you leave. Take it out the door, okay? Continue this conversation with colleagues, friends, loved ones, people close to you, so that you can continue your growth, learning about yourself, building that self-awareness, okay? And two, let's do this. Take the beads. I know some of you have multiple personalities you're really passionate about today, but think of the one, okay? Take that color and put it on. This is a necklace, all right? Be proud of that personality because it represents a lot of your innate habits and natural instincts. And yes, it comes with strengths and challenges and obstacles, but these are the things that made us who we are today. And I'm giving you this back. How did you man? Oh, there's another man. Let someone ask you, when you leave here today, what is this color you're wearing? Right? Why are you wearing this red necklace? Why are you wearing this yellow necklace or yellow bracelet? Getting very creative. What does that represent? Is this your full personality? No, not at all. It's part of it. It's part of your journey to growth, right? And two, we're not going to do this right now, but two, your communication cheat sheet, take that, and also when you leave, I want you to continue thinking about other people and how they communicate. Your challenging person that you're having difficulty with, or other people in your family, your close circle, and try to put some of that into practice and see how it works. How many of you are going to leave this room, get out this door, and take this conversation with you? All right, awesome. All right. So, yes, we're all about growth. Absolutely. So we're going to do. Amy's going to do the raffle at the end, and she's going to put the golden ticket in there. So someone's going to leave with that, and leave here with this conversation. Continue the learning growth. Continue the communication growth, and please. Feel free to reach out to me. If you have other questions, if you feel like, I want to learn more, I want to get to know more about this disc style, I do have a free disc assessment on my website that you can actually take. It's under 3 minutes, and it gives you like a quick assessment of your personality. It is not the full report. There is a full report you can take, which I believe I have the QR code on here. Everything's on my website. Feel free to utilize that. And feel free to give me a call. I think I left my number on here. It's also on my website, on my business card. Call me, or I'd be happy to have this conversation with you because I love discussing personalities and behaviors and helping you grow and find out more about yourself. I want to, one more time, give you guys all a shout out. You are amazing audience and participants. Thank you so much for having me, and give yourself a round of applause. Thank you.